Hi, everyone. This is Gail and Catherine. Take two.
Oh my
Oh my God. It's been a crazy couple of days. And now people are on a different link because we sent out one link and we're on another link. So be it. I hope people find us.
Well, they should be able to find us during at the recording, even if
Yeah,
they don't
they'll
understand.
find the recording. And a couple of people just found us.
Yeah, good.
So first of all, we had trouble with the other link because I was running late, and I just want to say I have COVID. This is a big surprise because there is no one that I know who has been as careful as I've been. I haven't gone out for most of 2 years. The only place I go is to physical therapy now, and they're spotless. Everything is immaculate, and it's in a hospital. And I took a friend of mine out for dinner. It was her birthday, and I took her out for dinner last Sunday. Last Sunday, and it was a funky, wonky thing. I mean, it was just like so much stuff went wrong. I should have known. Um, so that was Sunday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I got socked, absolutely socked. And I said, "Oh no, I can't have COVID. I'm going away on Saturday. It can't be. I just can't have COVID." So I did the test and it came back positive. I remembered that Joe Biden, bless his heart, sent us tests. Remember those tests? Well, it turns out they're right. I was hoping they were wrong, but
Yeah.
it turns out that they are right. So then I went, "Oh no, it can't be COVID." And so then I went to the doctors this morning, and I knew right away because the technician, they're wonderful. The doctor and the technician, they're just lovely. She said to me, "Oh, we'll get back to you in a half hour, 45 minutes or so. We'll run the test." What they do is you stay in your car, and the technician comes down to the parking lot and does the thing with the thing. Yeah, exactly what Gail's doing, the swab up your nose. Well, actually, she gives you the swab and you do it yourself. She tells you what to do. So she left, and I went to CVS, which is just down the road from my doctor's office, to get some stuff that a friend of mine told me that I should use a certain mouthwash. So I got this big thing of mouthwash. I said, "Sure, why not? I'll try anything." Um, and I'm in CVS, and the phone rings, and I look and I go, "Holy crap." It was my doctor's office calling within 5 minutes with the
Wow.
results. And I knew, I just went, I left CVS and I went in the car and I called back and I said, "Okay, I have COVID, right?" And she said, "Uh huh." She said, "Yep, you do." So then I met with my doc this afternoon, telemedicine, and it turns out that there's a new medication that helps, and they say that the tests have showed 90% effectiveness, but you have to catch it right away, and I'm catching it within the first couple of days. So that's my COVID story, and I'm sticking to it because I had to cancel my flight. The whole thing is a little disappointing to say the least.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and then here's the thing. She called in the medication. Get this. She called in the medication. I just like have to go through this. This you guys are my family, so I just have to go through this. So she called in the medication, and it's only certain pharmacies that have them. The medication. It's called Paxlovidal or something like that. Paxlovidal, and it's 90% effective at keeping COVID mild. So
Wow.
I'm like, those are great odds.
Yeah.
So the only thing is that I had to figure out they wouldn't let me go pick up the medication because I have COVID and they don't want anybody with COVID in the store. I don't blame them.
Well,
Right.
I don't blame them.
I don't blame them. Who wants anybody with COVID to come into the store? So then they can ship it. And it would get here sometime tomorrow, but I'm like, I want to start the medication right away. So I call my friend Angela, and she would go in a minute. She called me yesterday and she said, "You need anything? Can I go to the market?" Yada, yada. So I called her. She's in Connecticut with her daughter, so she can't go. So then I call my neighbor, and my neighbor's in the middle of a school project, and they're running a school project, and he couldn't go because he was at school and really tied up with he does drama, so they were having drama uh, thing, whatever.
In other words, the drama continues.
Yeah, the drama continues. So then I call Ian, who I adore, and who actually is close by because it's right in Harvard Square, and he has food poisoning.
Oh no.
And he said, "Well, call me back in an hour. I might be better by then." And I said, "No, forget it. Let me keep looking." So then I call my other neighbors who are my sister. My sister's in New Hampshire, taking care of her granddaughter, my grandniece. So it's been quite a journey. So my other neighbors on the other side of me are so wonderful. And they're like, "Oh, we're happy to do it. But our car is in the shop and we have to go pick up our car and then we'll be able to drop it off later tonight." So I figured later tonight was good.
Wow. So the pharmacy, the store doesn't have curbside pickup.
They said no, they weren't going to do curbside. They don't want anybody exposed to COVID, and I don't blame them. Even if I was like, what?
Uber.
I know that was the other one, but my neighbors are going to do it. They just going to go pick up the car. They're
And
going to go pick up the car from the mechanics, and then they're going to stop and they're going to get it and bring it here. And I told them, I don't want to see you because I don't want to risk anybody getting it. And so, and then anyway, I could go on for the entire hour about this. So I'm going to stop it here because this is nothing about lipedema. And the title of this is What's New and Coming Up with Lipedema. And we want to talk about that. But as you can tell, I was like,
okay. So we have a M.R. Dickinson says, "What's lipedema?" Sounds like dilemma.
oh, isn't
So
that interesting?
yeah, so they're on YouTube. So what we had with your with your COVID medication was a dilemma, but we also have lipedema. So somebody on YouTube is going, "Hey, what is this?"
Yeah, Kathleen Smith says Paxlovid. That is the medication. What do
Yeah.
you know about it, Kathleen? Can you write something in the chat? What do you know about Paxlovid? My doctor said that they have 90% effectiveness in with COVID stopping the progression. I thought
That's
that was good odds.
I think that's really good odds. And you're already vaccinated and boosted.
Yes.
So we got to get you healthy again. And so with this question about what's lipedema, um, I can I can tell you that lipedema is a connective tissue disorder where our bodies store fat disproportionately in our limbs. Waist, it seems like it goes from waist down to ankles, does not affect the feet or the hands. Mine goes from my armpits to my elbows and my waist to my mid calf. Often it shows women who have lipedema. It affects about 11% of women, rarely men. And it's a fat storage that progresses often during intense hormonal events, reproductive hormonal events such as puberty, pregnancy, um, hysterectomy, perimenopause. So women, it progresses more rapidly during that. It's painful for most. Some of us don't even know we're in pain until the pain goes away. And it's really resistant to most calorie reduction diets and like heavy exercise. However, it does respond to keto, and it responds to compression and other forms of gentle lymph healthy exercises like water aerobics and Pilates and yoga, massage, and those sorts of things. And so here at Lipedema Simplified, we reach out to our community and we try to educate women so that they can live their best lives with lipedema. How did I do, Catherine?
Fabulous. You did fabulous. Now, can you talk a little bit about our upcoming symposium? Because I put the link so people can look at what we're talking about. But talk a little bit about our symposium, Gail.
Okay, so every
Okay.
so Catherine
Gail.
has this
I
deep,
just want to
sexy
tell everybody,
voice.
what? Oh, because I sound like a foghorn. I just want to say how much I love Gail. Gail is so much fun to work with. She is just a delight.
Well, it's only because you're delightful too, Catherine. We do make a pretty good team.
We do.
And we usually have Leslyn on with us at this time. However, Leslyn is teaching a course, and so she is not available today. And so Catherine and I have the stage together. And I actually get to be a guest speaker at Leslyn's course on Sunday morning, which I'm really excited about. So our upcoming symposium is called Ketogenic Revolution. We have 2 symposiums a year, one in the spring and one in the fall. And so it's at the end of April. We have some amazing speakers. We present the ketogenic revolution for lipedema because we are discovering that there are so many benefits that the ketogenic way of eating, whole foods ketogenic way of eating, has really made our women's lives, our community's lives, so much better. We don't look at it as a weight loss program, where so many people do look at it as a weight loss program. We don't. We look at it as a health program because it reduces inflammation, it reduces pain and swelling. It makes our lives better because of relieving the pain, relieving the swelling, and getting the inflammation down. It makes our lives a lot better. And it fuels the lymph system, which is vital for those of us with lipedema. So in our symposium is April 29th and 30th, with a following one-day workshop on the 1st of May, which is a workshop in going super, super, super low carb called carnivore. It's a deep dive into going from low carb to ketogenic, and then another step for those of us who might need carnivore for a while. We might want to dabble in it to really get the carbs out of our system. And so that's what we're doing on April 29th and 30th and May 1st. Some of our guest speakers, spectacular. The one I get to work with is Megan Ramos from Dr. Fung and Megan Ramos there. The fasting method, world-renowned fasters. And then we have, I want to say Ken Berry, right?
Yes, Ken Berry is going to talk on carnivore.
Oh, he's, oh my God, little boy, but I love him. I absolutely love him. Who else do we have? We have, I can't think of all the names.
Oh my goodness. Well, of course, we have Leslyn and Siobhan. They're both talking on different forms on keto and on carnivore. We have Amy Berger. She and Eric Westman, both of them, they have written a book on low carb and Eric Westman is really a pioneer in this field around keto. He's been, um, uh, well, he's a doctor out of Duke University Medical School, and he's written. Um, he worked with who's the one who did um, the very early low carb stuff? Atkins. That's it. The
Seconds,
Atkins
yeah.
diet. So he worked with Dr. Atkins, and he evolved into really. We started with Dr. Westman's. Um, he has a handout that he used to give in the clinic,
Yeah,
and
called page 4, right?
page four,
Yeah.
page four, and it's like a low carb. And we started with page four, but we've adapted. Part of the reason we've adapted is because we find that with lipedema, there are certain things that other people can do that we can't. Like,
Right.
for instance, nut flours.
Yeah.
There are some people who do straight keto who use nut flours and make breads and cakes we can't do that.
Well,
No,
see,
no, 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 no.
yeah, I make it. I make it, and I might have one muffin out of 2 weeks worth. My husband eats it, no problem. But for me, I just can't handle it. Also, sometimes we have to avoid soy. We have to avoid Some of us have to avoid dairy. It really depends. And processed foods do a number on us too.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I just tell people, processed foods. Someone we worked with very early on called them Frankenfoods, like Frankenstein, Frankenfoods. I always like that because, you know, uh, whole fresh food is what we need to eat, not any of the Frankenfoods, because it really does a number.
and we have a question here from Facebook user. It says, "But on keto, do you stay away from red meat?" No, no. What we stay away from are the processed meats. So sometimes you can find reading the ingredients, you can find a nice sausage or a pepperoni or a salami or something. But most of the time, we eat whole foods. Try to stay away from the processed foods. And but yeah, I know majority of us who eat meat eat plenty of red meat and chicken, fatty fish, um, poultry, bacon, but it depends on what your body handles. And that's one of the things that we like to teach about is how does your body handle it? Because each one of us is so unique and we're in a different health space. Every single one of us is in a different health space. So for me, for example, the main meat that I eat is a hamburger. I have a butcher around the corner and I go get my hamburger from him. But I also eat a lot of eggs. I'm an eggivore, and I will slice you up if you take the last egg out of the fridge because that's my comfort food, right? So, but I handle it. I handle it very well. I do not handle ham or like pork sausage very well at all. I handle bacon okay, but I have to take care of my needs, and so I keep track. And a lot of times we log a food and we try it for a while, and if we find out that we're swollen clear up to our eyeballs, we know we might have to not take that food. Or if it causes us arthritic pain or digestive issues or something, we write it down and say, okay, well, that apparently is something my body doesn't like. So it's all very unique.
And the thing that I want to say about diets, any diet, and we don't consider keto or even carnivore a diet. We really consider it, and we often talk about it as a way of eating. And you'll often see in our literature it says keto, WOE, which is way of eating, because we are all so unique. What works for some people doesn't work for everybody. Like, I know someone who can do wonderful on keto, but dairy puts her in a stall. She can't do dairy. Dairy, there's something in dairy. I think it's the lactose, but whatever it is, her body doesn't accept it well. So that's the kind of stuff that we do. And that's the kind of stuff we'll be covering at the symposium. I just put the dates, April 29 and 30, and right above us, there's a link to the info page. And then there's one more that I want to put, which is here it is, the post symposium workshop on May 1st is a deeper dive into keto with a carnivore diet. And it is an advanced approach. It's not you don't want to begin here. You don't want to begin with carnivore. You really want to begin with a keto if you want to try it, a keto way of eating.
Yeah, and what's really interesting about the keto way of eating is it can be so simple. It's not easy all the time, but it can be so simple and clean. And that's when we have 3 coaches that are going to be doing after the symposium. They're going to be doing a class on the ketogenic way of eating, and they all teach how to make it as simple and clean and just basic fundamental as can be. We take all of the confusion out of it, and we've had great results. Remember, it's not always about weight loss. It's about feeling so much better, getting your blood pressure down, getting your blood sugars down, your insulin down, putting a smile on your face, feeling, getting the brain fog out, getting the swelling down, the pain going away. And that's the beauty of the ketogenic way of eating. If you find your groove, you can really change your life. I've been quote unquote ketogenic. I say that because I've also done carnivore. I've also done just low carb, but I've been doing it for 4.5 years. And I can count on one hand, how many times I slipped up. And the next day I paid the price, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's how bad I used to feel. So, and I'm not bragging about that. I'm saying it's so easy, so simplistic that a person can continue and can go for a long time. It's very sustainable. 4.5 years now.
So we're talking about COVID because I have it, and now we're talking about lipedema because most of us have it. That's hopefully why you're here, because that's what we do is move forward day in and day out in different ways to help ourselves with lipedema.
Yeah.
We're a little bit over, and so I'm going to say thank you, and I'm going to turn it over to Gail to wrap it up.
Oh my gosh, Catherine, thank you so much. Yeah, we look forward to seeing you on the Facebook pages and on YouTube. And make sure that if you have any questions about lipedema, about anything, go to our website. It's just lipedema-simplified.org, and take our quiz. Shoot us an email, and we'll make sure that we help you find answers as best as we can. There's Catherine's email address right there across the bottom.
Gail's is the same, except instead of Catherine, it's Gail at lipedema-simplified.org.
And we are here for you, and we look forward to hearing from you. So reach out to us, and we'd be happy to answer your questions.
Oh, wait 1 second.
Okay.
I'm sharing your email here so people can see it both. Catherine or Gail at lipedema-simplified.org.
Right. And we hope that you get a chance to register for our symposium, join our Facebook groups, and and listening to some of our mini podcasts. Everything. We have a lot of resources, so check us out.
Thank you all. And if I sound like a frog or what do they call it? A foghorn.
Foghorn.
You sound like a foghorn.
She's keeping the ships from hitting the shore. That's all.